been a minute since my last video. But anyway, I'll get into that momentarily. At this point, if you're not wearing headphones, I recommend that you put some headphones in because the experience is better with headphones. So, also find a nice quiet place to sit. You know, get comfortable. Maybe lay down. The weather is okay right now. You know, it's not really rainy or anything. It's actually like, I think it's called dusk. Is that in the morning or dawn? Anyway, you know, it's in the morning, but the sun is just rising. So people are, you know, just getting ready for their day. They're just starting to wake up. But regardless, you know, this video is to give you relaxation. So whether you're trying to find just a quiet place to relax for a minute, or, you know, you're trying to go to sleep, just close your eyes. And I hope this provides you with some relaxation. Since it's fall, you know, it's October, to get ourselves into a quiet headspace, let's picture, you know, a big tree. Try to silence everything else in your mind, and think of a big tree that's been changing colors, and just kind of picture a single leaf on that tree, and imagine that leaf, you know, after fully changing colors, imagine that leaf just kind of falling off the tree, slowly drifting to the ground. Not a care in the world. Nothing else really matters to the existence of this leaf. It's just floating to the ground. And then once it gets to the ground, you know, that's it. It just kind of exists. But now that our head is clear, you know, I have written down some talking points on my phone instead of using a notebook. I use Google Docs. I'm just gonna get a drink of water real quick. That's a pretty big water container. It's actually my wife's. You can get them at Walmart pretty cheap. So, I guess the first course of action is, where have I been? I have been thinking deeply about life, as I'm sure all of us have. Sometimes I think it's important to just kind of stop for a minute and think about, you know, where you've been and where you currently are, and then possibly where you want to go. I feel like I kind of went down a rabbit hole for a little bit of, you know, what is the meaning of of time doing. I also binge watch Community on Netflix. And something I've been working on is pushing through, lack of motivation. Because sometimes we don't want to do anything, and that's okay. And I think our bodies need rest. But I also want to be doing things. So I've been trying to motivate myself to do things. And part of that motivation, I think, is to stop thinking about what I'm doing and just do it, So, I thought the last episode of Community was really interesting. Mainly because it was like an acceptance episode. They talked about where, the show was going, because after 6 seasons, there were a lot of different possibilities that could have happened. And they take turns kind of going through what they think, a season 7 could be. And the one character, kind of struggled with the idea of no longer being a child. And they kind of came up with this key, theme, if you will, of acceptance. Accepting your past for whatever it was, and kind of being okay with not necessarily knowing what the future holds, but focusing on just being present. And I thought that was really interesting, especially as you're trying to contemplate life and where you're going. You might be filled with, things of, I could have done this, I should have done that better, or whatever. But the past is not important anymore. We just accept, and we just keep moving forward, wherever that may be. It is what it is. But as you can tell, my Nook is different now. I actually, with my wife's help, and when I say with my wife's help, I mean she did most of it, if not all of it. My office space up here is completely different. We removed a lot of stuff, a lot of clutter, and that chair that I was in is no longer up here. So now I'm actually at my desk. It's like an L-shaped glass desk, and I have 2 monitors on it, and my work laptop and such that I use to work. I've got a couple things at my desk. I've got my mouse. It's a Logitech, ergonomic mouse. It's nifty. Yeah, I've got my keyboard over here. I've got a pair of headphones for my meetings and such. My AirPods to listen to music. Oh, this is my favorite. Here we go. See if the camera will pick up on this. It is the only Tesla I can afford. It's a Hot Wheel Tesla, Model maybe someday I'll be able to afford one, but that's okay if I can't. I also have some 3D printed objects up here. Like I've got this little boat. It's called Benchy. It's pretty cool. It's just made of plastic. I don't use any fun material to 3D print with, just plastic. But that's okay. I also have some plants up here, because plants, I'm always fascinated by plants. Maybe I'll do a whole episode on just plants and why I find them fascinating. But I've got a bunch of little succulents because I seem to kill everything else. So I've got this little succulent here and a 3D printed little pot for them. I've got this little terrarium thing that has some. My computer fell asleep. I recently just wiped it and reinstalled, so I need to change that setting. But that's okay. And, anything else on my desk? Oh, I have my little coaster. It says Happy Father's Day on it. So that's pretty cool. If you have any thoughts about my new Nook, feel free to comment. And obviously, like, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff to keep the channel growing. My goal, and I'm going to say it on here so that I feel more motivated to do it, is I'd like to record and post a video every Friday. So I'd like to have the video drop, on YouTube every Friday. Just, one video a week. And after I can do that for a little bit, maybe I'll do more, depending on how people feel about it. Yeah, so that's my desk, my Nook. I'm still thinking of getting some lights. I bought a fireplace looking light bulb that I think I might try in my next video and see how it turns out. I was also thinking about getting a mic cover, so maybe you can't hear me breathe. I'm sure that's probably not fun to hear. But either way, I'm not gonna have this video be too long. I just kind of wanted to, I took some time off and I want to get back into it, and focus on this channel because it provides me with relaxation. And I hope it provides you as well with relaxation. I do have my quote to end the video today. And my quote is, "Success is never so interesting as struggle, not even to the successful." Success is never so interesting as struggle, not even to the successful. That was by Willa Cather. And my interpretation of the quote is our failures and hardships and things that we face, it may not feel fun at the moment, but it's what defines us. It's the work to get to where we need to go. That is the interesting part. Everybody always talks about, once they're there, but it's really the journey that has the content, if you will. It's the journey that has the meaty part of the story. And that's what I took from this quote. So, if you're, trying to do something, or you're trying to get to a goal or something, and you're upset about your failures, just kind of smile for a minute. Because it's these failures that give your story, flavor. That give the adventure some fun. So, with that, I hope you feel relaxed and ready to either drift off, or, if you just needed a moment throughout the day to calm your mind. I hope this video was able to do that for you. So, I will see you next time.